Good evening and welcome to Apex Fight 6. We're at the Dickie Warren Dome in Blountville, Tennessee, as tonight another spectacular night of Valor fights that are in store for you tonight. I'm Vince Ferrara along with Diablo, Dustin Walden, my broadcast partner tonight. One of our normal commentators is actually fighting in the main event tonight. It's Tyler Melee Minton against Nick Blesser. That's our main event tonight, and we have 19 bouts in store for you tonight. We're going to bring out the first of our preliminary bouts. But what do you think about the card overall here tonight, Dustin?
And as always, Valor Fights is putting on an extraordinary event here tonight, especially this close to my hometown in Blountville. They got Tyler Minton on the card. He's taking on Nick Blesser tonight. We got Judd Brown and Jesse Grun, which has potential to be Fight of the Year. So definitely looking for a great night of action here.
Fight of the Year, that's strong.
Hey, man, I've seen both these guys throw down. I've seen Jesse Grun fight for years, and Judd Brown's he's a good friend of mine, and I've watched him come up like from his very first amateur fight. And I've trained with the kid before. I know how tough he is, but he's got a wall standing in front of him that he has to knock down tonight.
Well, we're going to get things started. Here's how the night's going to work. Of course, we mentioned our main event will be Nick Blesser against Melee Tyler Minton, but we're going to have 4 preliminary bouts for you, and then we'll get started with our main event card, and our main event is stacked with a number of amateur bouts. There's 10 of them, and then there'll be 5 pro bouts as well. So that's what we've got in store for you here tonight. Our first bout is actually a kickboxing bout with 3 2-minute rounds. It's Michael Bedrock Snapp, who is 3-1.
Now please welcome his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner, Joey Potter.
Cody Gwynn, our ring announcer, introducing our second fighter, Joey Potter. Potter making his debut out of Bushido MMA here in Kingsport, or down the street in Kingsport, and he'll be taking on Michael Bedrock Snapp, who's 3-1, 2 KOs in his kickboxing career out of.
I was going to say, sorry,
yeah, no, go ahead.
I was going to say I didn't know if that was his overall MMA record, because I thought he had more fights than that. But Michael Snaps, he's one of those tough local guys that loves to bang, loves to stand in there and throw hands. I've seen him fight in Nashville, taking on some tough, stout competition, and he was not afraid to step in there, step in the center of the ring, and just throw down.
Live up to that nickname?
Absolutely, man. He's tough. Definitely is. And
you see right now, that's Joey Potter that's getting ready to go into the cage right now. He'll have the final clearance. What as a fighter, whether it's kickboxing, whether it's MMA, what's kind of going through your mind at this point when they're checking you, they're getting you those final cage preparations? What's running through your mind?
Everybody's different. Myself personally, when I get to the cage, I'm just embracing the moment, man. Getting ready to step in there and do battle against somebody that I know is, hopefully as prepared as I am to get in there and showcase their skills. And right before you get into the cage, there's like this surreal feeling of you're about to get in there and do something that not a lot of people will ever experience in their life. And honestly, it's dangerous. You don't know whether you're going to walk out with an injury. You don't know whether you're going to go out and injure somebody else. But you're always looking for an exciting fight. You're always looking to, make sure that you've gotten everything ready. There's nothing more you can do stepping into the cage tonight. There's nothing more you can learn tonight. You're going to do what you've done throughout training camp, and hopefully your game plan pays off, and hopefully everything goes the way you want it to. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't.
Joey Potter is getting final preparations. Of course, the headgear is required for kickboxing. And what are the main differences? A couple of them between kickboxing and what we see, at least in the amateur MMA.
Kickboxing and amateur MMA, in the state of Tennessee, there's a huge difference. There's other states where they make you wear headgear while you're doing amateur MMA and things like that. But as far as the Tennessee rules go, you're wearing the 14 ounce. I don't know if they're 14 or 16. I'm guessing 14 based on the way they look. And the headgear. The headgear is one of those things that sometimes some guys say it gets in their way. Sometimes,
ladies and gentlemen, your opening bout will be kickboxing in the super heavyweight division, brought to you by Pizza Plus. When the action begins, your referee in charge of this bout is Josh Ward. Introducing first, Fighting out of the red corner tonight, he brings in a kickboxing record, 3 wins, 1 loss with 2 knockouts. Fighting out of the Newport Combat Club in Newport, Tennessee, Michael Bedrock Snapp. Standing across the cage tonight, fighting out of the blue corner tonight, he makes his kickboxing debut. Fighting out of Bushido, MMA in Kingsport, Tennessee, Joey Potter.
Our ring announcer is Cody Gwynn, and we appreciate him. You're going to hear him throughout the entire night here at Apex Fights 6. I'm Vince Ferrara along with Diablo Dustin Walden here for Apex Fights 6 in Bluntville, the Dickie Warren Dome, and touching of the gloves, and we're underway with our first bout, a kickboxing bout, and Potter lands the first shot, a kick to the side.
You know, I was backstage talking to Potter's coach, Jay Page, and he was telling me that some things that he's been working on lately has been his footwork, and he's been working on some flashy kicks. So hopefully we get to see some showcase of that here tonight, maybe some spinning back kicks or something.
Bedrock Michael Snapp is shirtless. The shirt on Joey Potter, and a nice side kick.
Exactly, nice. You know, you got Michael Snapp here trying to fill him out with his jab and kind of find his range a little bit. He looks calm and cool in there. Doesn't look like anything's bothering him. He's got his chin up in the air, but he still looks calm, still composed.
And I'm sorry, Diablo. With the kickboxing, because I think we saw this last time on Valor Fights 22. There's really not a ton of protection under the chin for the uppercut. So that's a really effective punch in the kickboxing.
Yeah, it is, especially if you can close the distance on it. You know, guys like this, they're a little more compact and short. They want to get on the inside and throw those uppercuts and those looping hooks and things like that. So, you know, with the chin strap right there, it looks like doesn't look like much padding there. Most headgear doesn't really have a whole lot of protection there. It's mostly around the forehead and sides of the ears, things like that.
Bedrock, who is without the shirt there nearest to you on the view, has a lot more experience. You see his amateur career as he now pressures Potter into the cage, and Potter comes back out.
The big thing with guys at this size is how long can they go? You know, I mean, the cardio is a big factor, but and like I said, I've seen Snapp fight before. I've seen him fight battles to the end and 3-round fights where he just, you know, kept coming forward and never stopped. So I really feel like that's what we're going to see tonight.
And that's the end of round number 1. It's bout 1 here at Apex Fight 6. We're in our prelim card, and it's presented by Pizza Plus. This is a super heavyweight, 212 pound and up kickboxing bout, 3 2-minute rounds. Who would you give that first round to?
Man, both of them landed some good strikes. They landed some, you know, good counters right there. I would say it's pretty close, but I would have to go and give the first round to Snapp right there.
All right, Snapp, looking at his recent amateur career, he's been a part, and you mentioned it, in some brawls. He's gone 3 rounds, even went 5 rounds at Apex Fights 2 against Kyle Jesse, and he has a ton of experience. Last time out, last 2 are losses to Pete Pride and Shane Wicks for Michael Snapp, then had a draw against Kyle Jesse, and then prior to that actually beat Jesse once before at Apex Fights 2. So he's gone 3 rounds, 2 rounds. He's never had he's only had one round bout in his career.
That Pete Pirtle fight was in Nashville, I believe, and I was actually there to watch that fight. That kid was like 6'4", just a jacked up specimen. He was a college football or an NFL football player or something like that. He was jacked up, man, and Snapp stood in there with him and banged it out with him. It was a very close fight.
You can see the left arm red for Snapp taking some of those kicks. As Potter has really varied his kick, and there's a different one. There's a
nice spinning back fist.
Yeah.
Was out of range, but, you know, at least he's attempting it.
Snapp charging in, and now is up against the cage.
Nice body shots.
Yeah. Potter has attacked the body with the kicks and the punches.
He's not setting his leg kicks up, though. He's just throwing his kicks out there. I don't know if that's part of his game plan or not, but, you know, they're going to be way more effective if he decides to set them up with his punches. The
guys will reset in the middle.
Nice combination. closing the distance there. Snapp's got him against the cage working. Nice body kick.
Bedrock responds, and now Potter on the attack. And Bedrock trying to respond back as he was backed into the cage, and the referee will get a break.
Oh, missed that one, but hey, Snapp's in his face. Snapp's throwing. Heavy bombs, heavy bombs, heavy bombs from both guys coming. Wow. Oh, he's down.
Potter is down.
He's got 8 to get to the count.
That's our first knockdown of the fight here in the second round as we're closing in on the end, and they'll touch gloves. And it's Potter on the attack after he just got knocked down rather than Snapp on the charge. A break there. We're under 10 seconds left in round number 2.
The thing about these kickboxing matches, they don't allow knees, they don't allow, elbow strikes, which they don't allow elbow strikes in amateur fighting anyway. But I think not allowing knees and things like that takes away from a lot of the effective maneuvers that people can use in these fights.
You see with heavyweights, whether it's kickboxing or amateur MMA or pro MMA, the bigger guys, the cardio
Ladies
is
and
always
gentlemen,
a
letting you know
factor.
tonight we are doing a raffle for tickets to our
Looks like
next
Snapp,
show.
man. He's not
here.
even taking the stool, and you got Potter over there sitting down looking like he's a little winded. So Snapp's very deceptive, man. He's got decent cardio to be such a big fella, and that could play a big part in this third round.
So you'd give that a 10-8 round for Snapp?
You would almost have to. I mean, you got a knockdown in that round, and coming after this round, hopefully both guys will come back at it. Because I mean, Potter came back up off of that stand-up and came out swinging. So,
well, if Potter can somehow win this third round and perhaps put Bedrock down, then you might have 10-8 in second and third round, and then it's up to the judges for the first round.
And you never want to let a fight go to the judges. You never want to. You never feel good about saying, I left this fight to the opinion of 3 people that may or may not know me or may not have seen the best of me that night. And I don't think either one of these guys want this to go to a decision. I think they want to finish the fight. So
and they are exchanging. I was going to ask you do you think Bedrock would try to conserve some energy and get through this fight? And down goes Potter.
That was a slip.
Oh, was it?
It looked like a slip to me.
All right.
Yeah, the referee's going to call the slip.
Yep. Good call. And they'll touch gloves and reset. But it doesn't look like Snapp is sitting on his lead here, which clearly he has.
Yeah, he's throwing. He's setting up his punches. He's trying to set up the jab and find his range and throw that right hand just like he will. Yeah, I think if he would throw a straight right down the middle rather than that overhand looping punch, I think it's going to land a little more effective in this fight.
Wow.
Oh, he dropped him.
That was the uppercut, and down goes Potter. Not sure he's going to answer the 8 count here. He looks hurt. He's trying to get up late. And they counted past 8 to 10.
He gets a standing. Well, it's not necessarily an 8 count. If he got knocked down right there, he has to the count of 10 to get up.
Okay.
But if he's kind of knocked out standing, the referee gives him an 8 count. He has 8 to count.
And the referee asked Potter to come to him. He staggered, and that's the end of the bout. And Michael Snapp gets the win here in our first bout tonight.
That was a great fight.
And that uppercut found the home. And look at those guys talking, and Bedrock checked on him right afterwards.
Absolutely. He's a good sportsman, man. I mean, he really is. But like you said, man, right when the fight started, the uppercut's a big factor in kickboxing, man. With those big gloves on, and if you're not staying protected and he gets through there, it's going to land.
Well, it's interesting. You said if he comes, with some straight shots in the combination as opposed to the looping, because he was looping his shots, I think that may have opened up.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, that's how it goes sometimes. I mean, you got different fighters, different styles, like a guy like me that's taller, lankier, they like to stand on the outside and find the range and throw straight punches.
All right, let's go inside the cage. Cody Gwynn with our official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Josh Ward has called a stop to this fight. 1 minute, 18 seconds into the third round. Your winner by TKO out of the red corner, Michael Bedrock Snapp.
Third round TKO win for Michael Bedrock Snapp. Moves his record to 4-1 in his career and gets another knockout. And so Michael Snapp, our winner of our first bout here tonight. That's our lone kickboxing bout here tonight on the card. We've got a tremendous card in store for you. Of course, our main event later on tonight will be Tyler Melee Mitten at 6-1.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have the official Valor and Apex event shirt available.